Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against Yuno. So, looking at her team, it looks to be pretty cool actually, only slightly illegal, I think. So yeah, I guess that's something. Looking at my team, it is the same one I've been using the past couple games. My squad of mostly lower tier rejects. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can't make something happen here. What do I want to lead with in this one? I think we're gonna go with the Pidgeot, actually. And we will see how that works out. Alright, so she is going to lead with the Gardevoir, so not terrible, I guess, with the Pidgeot lead. So, of course, it is the shiny Pidgeot, and she is going to go ahead and trace my Keen Eye. Not that that's going to matter much, because Pidgeot's abilities are not that useful. So, I think we're actually just going to go ahead and go for a choice band U-turn right out of the gate here, and we do outspeed, so we're going to go ahead and nail this thing with that. Going to take it down by about half, so that's really good damage there. Then we get the pivot, of course, so I think we're going to come in here with the Grumpig to face this thing. We do have a resistance to one of the stab moves on this thing. She is going to go for a Hypnosis, and she actually lands it, which is really unfortunate. Going to go ahead and put us to sleep there. So that is really bad news for us. So yeah, I think the best thing we could do here is stay in and try to wake up. We're just going to go ahead and click Calm Mind here. And yeah, we actually do outspeed this thing, which is nice, but yeah, we are still asleep, and this thing is actually going to pop off a Calm Mind, so that's definitely not great for us. Going to go ahead and get that special attack and special defense increase. We're going to stay in here and try to wake up with the Calm Mind again. We do get the wake up, which is nice, and we're going to get a Calm Mind of our own here. So we are going to get that +1 special attack and special defense, and she is going to go for the second Calm Mind here, so going to get that +1 special attack, special defense of her own, so she's going to be sitting at +2, whereas we're sitting at +1, so I think the best thing we can do at this point is just switch it up to Shadow Ball, see how much damage we can get, because she is going to outrun us if we want to do a Calm Mind War. So we do hit the Shadow Ball here, and it is not quite enough to take this thing out, unfortunately. She is going to go for a Moon Blast in return, and that is going to do quite a lot of damage, but we actually do survive with about a quarter HP, and then we get some HP back with the leftovers. So best thing we can do here is just Shadow Ball one more time, I think. We know we're going to outspeed, and indeed we do. So from that range, the next Shadow Ball will finish off the Gardevoir and knock her down to 5, so that is definitely great news for us, and then we are going to get some more HP back with the leftovers. So all in all, that exchange worked out okay for us, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what she wants to bring in now, and it is going to be the Mew. So not 100% sure what she's planning to do with this thing, but I think the safest thing we can do is just stay in and go Shadow Ball again here. We are still sitting at +1 special attack, special defense. She is going to outspeed, hit us with a U-turn. Unfortunately, we cannot survive that, so that's going to finish off our Grumpig and knock us down to 5 Pokemon, and she does get the pivot. The only good thing about that is she's going to have to show first, so we are going to get a matchup. So she's going to come in with the Umbreon. So that's actually not terrible for us, since now we get the matchup against the Umbreon, and I think we want to go ahead and come in with the Pidgeot once again, actually. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I think the best play we have for this thing is going to be to go ahead and go the Choice Band U-turn route again. So that is what we're going to do. And she does stay in here, so we are going to hit her with that, and that is going to take her down by about a third, so good chip damage once again, and once again the pivot, of course. And so I think the best thing we can do here is probably, I think it's going to be to go ahead and come in with the Poliwrath, actually. So that's what we're going to do. We do have the resistance to the stab move on this thing. So she's going to go Confuse Ray and land that to confuse us. So that's, of course, not great news for us. And yeah, so now don't know if we really want to stay in here being confused. I think we kind of don't. So what do we want to bring in to face this thing is the question here. I think the best we can do right now might be... not sure, actually. I mean, we could stay in and try to break through the confusion, actually. Don't really want to switch anything into this thing right now, so I think... yeah, we really don't want to get hit in the confusion, though. So you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and... come in with the Marowak here, actually. Tough choice. But yeah, we're going to do that and see what she wants to do. So there it is. And she is going to go for a Psychic, so that's interesting. So that's not going to do too much damage to us. We are max HP, and this thing is going to take some Life Orb recoil damage there. So that's also interesting. I think we're just going to go ahead and take this chance to go Stealth Rock here on her. And she actually does outspeed and goes for a Moonlight. So that is kind of crappy, actually. That's going to put her back up to almost full health here. We are going to get the Stealth Rock off in return, which is nice. Going to get that entry hazard set up to chip away some of her Pokemon on the switch-in, which is always good. I think this time around we're going to change it up, actually. You know, actually, I'm not sure. We do know most of her set, so we might actually... be best served switching out here into the Regice, knowing what she has on deck thus far. So I think we're actually going to do that. So, and also knowing that she outspeeds us. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and come in with the Regice. And she's going to go for the Psychic again, so we are max HP and very specially defensive, so we should be able to take special attacks all day from this thing. That was a crit and barely did anything to us. So yeah, we are going to get some HP back here with the leftovers. So I think at this point we're just going to go ahead and go for a Hail here with the Regice, try to play the long game against this thing. She is going to outspeed and go Confuse Ray. Once again, landing that to confuse us, so that's definitely not great. So yeah, we are confused here, and we do break through the confusion, so that's good, and we do get the Hail up, so that's definitely good, because that's going to cancel out the leftovers recovery on her side. Gonna be getting some residual damage and boost us with the combination of the leftovers and the Ice Body, of course. So yeah, that is actually going to put us back up to full health, which is nice. So yeah, even though we are confused, I don't think we really want to switch here, so we're actually just going to stay in and go for an Ice Beam, as she reveals the final attacking move is going to be an Assurance, so going to hit us with that, not do much damage, take the Life Orb recoil. We do break through the confusion, or break out of the confusion this turn, and hit this thing with an Ice Beam, which is going to knock it down to about a third HP. She is going to take some more hail damage, and then we're going to get our Ice Body and leftovers recovery. So Regice is sitting pretty good in this matchup here. No reason to just not go for another Ice Beam, so that's exactly what we're going to do. She's going to go Moonlight here, but because the hail is up, I think it's actually going to restore much less HP than it normally would, which is of course exactly what we want. So we hit the next Ice Beam here, knocking her into the red after the hail damage, of course, and then we're going to get some Ice Body and leftovers recovery as well. So it's going to be close if she decides to go for another Moonlight. whether or not this next Ice Beam will take her out, but we are just going to do that again anyway. She is going to Moonlight once again. So that is going to put her back to about a third HP. We are going to hit the next Ice Beam on this thing, and it is not quite enough to take her out, although the hail damage, I believe, is going to be enough this turn to get rid of that Umbreon finally, and that is going to knock her down to 4 Pokemon. So that is pretty nice. We win the war of attrition there with the Umbreon, which is great. Now she is going to come in with the Arceus. So this is the problem right here. She is going to take the Stealth Rock damage. So, what do we want to do with this Arceus is the question. And I think the best thing we can do is just stay in and Ice Beam it. So that's what we're going to do. We have no idea what this thing's going to do. And it's rocking Overheat. So she's going to nail us with that. And that is actually going to not do a ton. It's going to take us down to a little above half. And she gets a harsh special attack drop, which is nice. We're going to hit an Ice Beam in return, which is also not going to do a ton of damage, unfortunately. And then the hail is going to expire, but we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So yeah, that was an interesting turn of events here. I think the best thing we could probably do is once again reset the hail to try and play the long game against this thing. So she's actually going to recover this turn, and this seems like it could definitely be a problem for us. So we're going to go ahead and get the hail up once again with the Regice. And so yeah, this thing is going to take some hail damage, and we're going to get some HP back with the Ice Body and the leftovers recovery. So I think at this point we don't know what other moves this thing has, but I think the best play we have, I mean, we could try to Ancient Power this thing in the hopes of getting some boosts. That's a possibility. I don't think we really want to make any switches yet until we feel this thing set out a little more. We could fish for a freeze with the Ice Beam. So, yeah, I think we're just going to, knowing that this thing has Recover and it outspeeds us, I think we're just going to go Ancient Power and fish for some boosts here. But no, she's actually going to go for a switch, and she's going to be coming in here with the Mew. So I'm going to take that Stealth Rock damage, and then we are going to get an Ancient Power on this thing. So I'm going to do some chip damage, not a lot, and then this thing is going to take some hail damage, and we are going to, of course, get our Ice Body and leftovers recovery. So Regice definitely putting her team back on its heels, which is, of course, what you love to see. So I don't know if we really want to take a big shot from the Mew, though, since Regice is particularly useful against her team, but at the same time, we don't really have a ton of switches to the Mew right now, so I think we might just have to stay in here and go Ice Beam, so that's what we're going to do. And she's going to go Drain Punch, so she's packing that. That is really bad news for us, as she is going to take us down under half and then get some HP back from that. We're going to hit an Ice Beam in return, and that's going to take her down a little under half as well. She is going to take the hail damage there, and then we are going to get another turn of Ice Body and leftovers recovery, which I believe will put us at about half. So I think knowing that she's packing that, we're definitely not going to want to stay in anymore here. The question is, what do we want to bring in to face this Mew? I think, yeah, this is actually kind of a tough one. Or do we stay in here? That's the real question. I really don't want to stay in with the Regice, because it does look particularly useful against most of her team. But I think we actually have to switch in with the Poliwrath at this point, as weird as it might sound. I think that's probably our best play at this point. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Poliwrath. And she is going to go Drain Punch again, so not going to do too much to us since we are max HP and pretty bulky on the physical side. She's going to get some HP back from that, and we're both going to take a round of hail damage here, but then we are going to gain that HP back with our leftovers. So, yeah, I think the best thing we can do in this situation is just go ahead and click Waterfall on this thing, so that's what we're going to do. Hopefully she's not rocking a Psychic move, although we'll see. We only know half the set at this point. And so she is rocking Thunder. Okay, so that's interesting. So she's going to hit that and knock us out with it, with a critical hit. So, wow, that is really bad. So, yeah, that's going to go ahead and take out our Poliwrath and knock us down to 4. So that is actually really unfortunate for us. So, yeah, wow. I did not see that coming. Alright, so got to try and bounce back from that one. And I think the best thing we can do is actually come in with the Manectric. So I think the best thing we can probably do at this point is go ahead and I think we're going to actually go for the Choice Spec Snarl here. And we do outspeed this thing. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is going to be enough, thankfully, to go ahead and get rid of this Mew and knock her down to 3, I believe. So, yeah, interesting turn of events for sure here. And so, yeah, we'll see what she wants to bring in response. So, alright, so it is going to be the Celebi. So, yeah, she's going to go ahead and take the Stealth Rock damage here. Now, this is interesting because we are Choice Specs locked into Snarl. Yeah, I don't know if we want to switch out at this point or if we want to just go ahead and try to hit this thing as hard as possible. I think that's probably the best option is actually just stay in and go for another one. So that's what we're going to do here. And she actually outspeeds us, which sucks. Going to hit with a Psychic, and that is going to knock us all the way down to about a quarter HP. We do survive, hit a Snarl, and that will take this thing down to about a third. We do get that special attack drop, of course, and then this thing is going to regain some HP with the leftovers. So I think we're going to want to switch out now, knowing she outspeeds, and we're going to come back in with the Regice here. Since she does have that special attack drop, hopefully we can absorb an attack relatively well as she goes for the next Psychic here. And yeah, we do take that relatively well, which is good. Yeah, and then we're both going to get a round of leftovers recovery here. So, now the question becomes, what do we want to do with this thing? I think she may not want to stay in here, so I think the best thing we could do is probably reset the Hail at this point. So that's what we're going to go for, and indeed she is not going to want to stay in on that matchup, and she is going to come back in with the Arceus, which is of course going to be the biggest problem of all in this game. She is going to take the Stealth Rock damage as we get the Hail up once again, which is of course exactly what we need right now. So yeah, this thing is going to take the Hail damage, and then we are going to get a round of Ice Body and leftovers recovery, which will put us back up about half. So now, unfortunately, we know a little bit about this Arceus' set, and we don't have a great answer for this thing right now, which is unfortunate. Simultaneously, though, we don't really want to I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of a rough spot, actually. We lost our best answer to this thing at this point, so yeah, I think we might just have to stay in here as much as I don't want to and fish for like a freeze or something. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and try to fire an Ice Beam off on this thing. It is gonna overheat on us, and we do take it just barely. We survive with 15 HP in the red, as this thing does take that harsh special attack drop. We do hit this thing with an Ice Beam, which knocks it a little below half, and then it is going to take some Hail damage there, as we do get the Ice Body and leftovers recovery. So yeah, gonna be this is gonna be down to the wire here. I don't know if we want to switch out. We don't really have much of anything to absorb an attack at this point. So yeah, this is going to be rough. I think the best thing, I mean, she could very well go for the recover here, which would be really bad. But yeah, I think we really have no choice but to just go ahead and stay in and Ice Beam this thing again. She is going to go for a Psychic, and we do survive it, actually, thanks to those special attack drops. 25 HP in the red. The next Ice Beam is not quite enough to take the Arceus out, but the Hail is enough to take that Arceus down and knock her down to 2. That is great as we get another round of Ice Body and Leftovers recovery. So Reg Ice just absolutely putting the team on its back in this one, much like those icicles coming out of its back, and just carrying this team to a very potential victory here. She comes in with the Togekiss, takes the Stealth Rock damage. There's not much time left on this one. So I think what we're going to do, just for the sheer, since we know time is up, for the sheer fact that Reg Ice put this team on its back and carried it, we cannot let Reg Ice go down here. So we're going to go ahead and switch in with Marowak, because we cannot let Reg Ice get knocked out by this thing after the work it's put in. So we're going to come in with Marowak, yeah, she's going to go for a Thunder Wave here, not going to do anything, so that actually worked out better than expected. We're both going to take the Hail damage here, and time is up, so that is game. So we're going to get the win there, 4-2 versus Yuno. That was a really competitive game, really interesting match, I thought, despite the Arceus on the opposing team. That actually turned into a really fun one. And yeah, Reg Ice just absolutely putting that work in this one, and I love to see that. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.